So good afternoon everyone. Today we are going to talk about the transparencies in distributed DBMS, the distributed database management system, and what is the transparency in distributed database management system that we are going to talk about. So first of all, why we require the transparency? Because in distributed database management system, the transparency we use for the separation of high level semantics of the databases or of the semantics of the system from the low level implementation issues. So there are in our distributed database management system, we are having a network in between, and the different sites are connected via network. So to have the clear or the what I can say transparency between the different sites, will be requiring the transparency in terms of the high level semantics. Okay, from the low level implementation, right? What do you mean by these high level semantics? These high level semantics are used to the what I can say end user. The high level semantics are required for the end user, because whenever we are writing a query in in any language, it will get converted into a semantics, right? So that's why it is required to the uh, end user. The high level semantics is required to the end user, and the low level implementation, there are the low level implementation like the hardware details. So the hardware, we need to have a clear transparency between the uh, high level semantics and the low level implementation or the hardware details. Mean to say, there must be a transparency between the software and the hardware. Okay, that is the indication. So unlike the normal DBMS, the distributed database management system, we need to deal with the communication, the network issues, the replicas, and the fragmentation. Right. So in normal in our distributed DBMS, we need to have in distributed DBMS we need to deal with the network. We need to deal with the replicas. In the last lecture only I have told you what do you mean by replication, what do you mean by the replication, and the other terms, what do you mean by fragmentation, that we have already seen. So we will be requiring network, we will be requiring replication, and in what I can say, will be requiring network to communicate with the different sites. Will be requiring replication. In the last lecture only, we have talked about these issues: network issues, replication, and fragmentation. So these are the three what I can say factors for which we need to have a transparency, right? These are the three issues for which we need to talk about the transparency. Okay, so we are having three types of transparencies. The first one is a network transparency. Second one is a replication transparency. I will write here. I will be requiring the first category is nothing but a network transparency. Second one is nothing but a replication transparency. And next one is nothing but the fragmentation transparency. These are the three types of transparencies are there, right? Number of times this particular question has been asked in your final exam. Explain the transparencies in the distributed database management system. So these are the transparencies: network transparency, replication transparency, and fragmentation transparency. We'll see one by one what do you mean by what do you mean by the network transparency. So in network transparency, you already know that the distributed database management system, the user should not be concerned about which type of DBMS or which type of software for the DBMS I am using, because the architecture of the distributed database is like this. I am having here site 1, I am having here site 2, I am having here site 3, and so on. And these all are connected to the network. These all are connected to the network. This is my network, this is my site 1, this is my site 2, this is my site 3. Suppose in this particular site I am using SQL. In this particular site I am using suppose Oracle. In this particular site I am using suppose MongoDB, right? So the DBMS which I am using here is SQL. The DBMS here I am using is MongoDB, and the DBMS which I am using here on site 3 is Oracle. So the user should not know this particular site. If I am the user on this particular site, I should not know what other sites are using. The other sites are using Oracle, the other site is using MongoDB. So I am the user on one side, so I should not know which particular DBMS or which particular site, which particular software as a DBMS the others the as a DBMS the other sites are using. So that I should not know, right? So thus the network should not be visible to the user. What is the ultimate motive of the distributed DBMS? The ultimate motive or the ultimate aim of the distributed database management system is that to the normal user it should feel like a normal DBMS. It should not be feeling like a distributed DBMS. एका युजरला जेव्हा आपण डिस्ट्रीब्युटेड DBMS यूज करतो तेव्हा त्याला असं वाटलं पाहिजे की इट इज लाईक अ नॉर्मल DBMS. इट इज नॉट लाईक अ डिस्ट्रीब्युटेड DBMS. सो दॅट इट शुड ही शुड नॉट नो आय एम he should not be what I can say thinking that I am connected to the network. Means ज्या गोष्टी होतील त्या नॉर्मल DBMS सारख्याच व्हायला हव्या. So that's why the network should not be visible to the user to provide the network transparency. That is the meaning. If I am on this particular site, if I am on this particular site S1, then I should not know that the other sites are connected to the network, and even I should not I am connected to the network. That should not be visible to me. That is called as network transparency. So to achieve that there are certain factors. Those factors are factor number 1. Let me come here. Factor number 1 is this. To achieve that, I am having factor 1. The query language that will be used should not include the location of the should not use the location. Means whatever the queries I am going to specify, that should not include any location. For example, whenever I will be firing a query from this particular site, as I am connected on this particular site, I should not specify any location in my query. Right? The next one, the second point, the second factor is this: the data that is shared in a relation should not contain any location specific name, so that the naming transparency should be assured. Now, what do you mean by naming transparency? जर मी म्हटलंय, if I am saying that in my query, if I am specifying a particular relation, suppose I am specifying a company name. If I am naming a company name, if suppose I am specifying a name as TCS, right? Suppose in my query I am specifying something, a company name as TCS, but if I am specifying company name is equals to TCS dot Pune, means what I am specifying the location of that. I am specifying the location, right? That's why he is saying that whenever we are connected to a distributed DBMS, the query should not share the location should not share the location, right? So whenever the relation is to be stored, the relation will be stored in such a way that it should not reveal the location, so that the naming transparency should be assured. Then the third point is that every database object must have a system wide unique name. Every database object, whichever the database object we are going to create, those database object must have the system wide unique name. So whatever here in this particular location here in this particular system, if I am saying that, so whatever the name I am going to follow, whatever the database object which I am going to create, it must have the same name throughout the system. Then the last point is that the location information cannot be found the location. If I want to find out the location, then I can find out by using the data dictionary. जर मला लोकेशन फाइंड आउटच करायचं असेल, सो आय कॅन फाइंड आउट विथ द हेल्प ऑफ अ डेटा डिक्शनरी. जर मला कुठलं लोकेशन फाइंड आउट करायचंच असेल, then I can find out with the help of a data dictionary. Okay, so that is all about the network transparency. Okay, then I am having the replication transparency. Why we require a replication transparency, that also we'll talk about. Let me clear this up. The second type of transparency is nothing but a replication transparency. In the previous lecture already I have cleared what do you mean by replication, what do you mean by replication, that we have talked about. So now why there is a need of replication transparency, that we'll talk about. Now, first of all, what do you mean by replication transparency? A formal definition we'll see. A replication transparency states that the replicas are created and that should be controlled by the system, not by the user. For example, if I am saying that I am having this scenario, this is the scenario, I am having site 1, site 2, site 3, right? Whatever the databases are connected. So here I am having certain table. This is the, suppose this is the database I am using. In this database I am having certain tables, and I am going to copy this particular table from, I am as a user, not a system. I am as a user, I am going to copy this particular table from this particular site to, I am going to make a replica of this particular table on this particular site also, on S2, as a user, not as a system, right? And after some time I have modified this table, right, as a user, right? But this particular table which is the replica of this particular table has not modified yet. काय होतं समजते, ॲज अ युजर आय हॅव मॉडिफाईड दिस पर्टिक्युलर टेबल. हा टेबल तर मी मॉडिफाय केला, पण हा टेबल मी मॉडिफाय केला नाही. सो व्हॉट विल बी हॅपनिंग, देर विल बी अ इनकन्सिस्टन्सी. दॅट्स वाय व्हॉट इज सेइंग, whenever we need to, whatever the replica that should be created, that will be controlled by the system, not by the user. As a user I will not be able to create the replica of the table. Who will create? The system will create the replica of the table. I will not be able to create, right? So user should not be able to create the replica of the table. The system will create the replica of the table. And whatever the data, for example, whatever the data I will be requiring, or whatever the data I will be fetching from the sites. For example, on this particular site I am having certain table, and some part of this particular table, suppose I am saying this particular table, this particular part of the table, I am requiring. I am on this particular site S3, sorry S1. I am on this particular site S1 as a user, right? आणि मला कुठला डेटा हवा आहे. I want to have the data, this particular data I want to have, right? So what I will do, I will fetch this particular data because I am connected to the network. So I will ask the system to fetch this particular data, right? But I will not come to know, as a user I will not come to know that this particular data is coming from this particular site S3. हे मला समजणार नाही की I am getting a copy of the data, or the replica of this particular data I am getting, or the original copy I am getting. as a user मला हे कधीच कळणार नाही की जो डेटा मला मिळतोय, मी ज्या डेटावर क्वेरी फायर करतोय, तो डेटा रेप्लिकामधनं येतोय की तो डेटा ओरिजिनल कॉपीमधनं येतोय. दॅट आय विल नॉट कम टू नो, because this particular data, the copy of this particular data I am having here available, or the replica of this, or the copy of this particular data, replica of this particular data has been created here. समजतंय? परत एकदा मी सांगतो, the original copy of that data is present with me, or the replica of this particular table has been brought here. That I will not come to know. हा डेटा मी इथं कॉपी करून आणलाय की अगोदरच होता, that I will not come to know, right? So that is the replication transparency. Now to achieve that, we need to devise some concurrency control algorithm or the concurrency control protocol, which will assure that whatever the updation is to be taken place, that updation will be taken on the all the copies. For example, if I am asking, if I want to execute some query that I will be executing on this particular copy of the data. So जेव्हा मी ही कॉपी अपडेट करेल तेव्हा सगळ्या कॉपीज मध्ये अपडेट व्हायला पाहिजे. So who will be taking care of this? For that I will be requiring a concurrency control protocol which will assure the update of the data taking place in one copy and it will be updated on the other copies also. Are you getting this? So that's what I am trying to tell you here. You can see, let me clear this up. What replication transparency says, see, whatever I have tried to tell you, this is the same thing. It should be controlled by the system, not by the user. As you can see, let me, it should be controlled by the system, not by the user. Then second one, whatever whatever the data I am going to fetch, that should be from, that is from the replicated copies or from the relation original copy, that user should not come to know. And to achieve whenever a one copy of the data, whenever we are updating the copy of the data, that should be updated on all the other copies, and for that we will be requiring some concurrency control protocol, right? So the same scenario I have told you with the help of an example. Then the last type of transparency is this, that is nothing but the fragmentation transparency, that we will talk about. The last type of transparency is nothing but the fragmentation transparency. You can see this fragmentation transparency. But before that, what do you mean by fragmentation, that I will revise. In the last lecture also we have seen what do you mean by fragmentation. So fragmentation is nothing but, there are three types of fragmentations are there: vertical fragmentation, horizontal fragmentation, and the uh, hybrid fragmentation, right? What do you mean by hybrid fragmentation, and what do you mean by vertical fragmentation, and what do you mean by horizontal fragmentation? I will clear it, I will revise it one more time. But before that, what do you mean by replication, that we'll see. Just now I have told you this scenario. For example, the replication means what? If I am copying this whole database, if I am copying this whole database, this is the replica of that particular database is available here also. This is my database 1. Suppose I am naming it as ABC. The database name is ABC. So the whole copy of ABC will be available here. That is called as replication. But what do you mean by fragmentation? Suppose this particular database ABC, I am having a part of that particular database. I am having only a part of that particular database. हा यातला एवढाचा part, this particular part I am going to fragment, and that particular part I am going to copy. That is called as a hybrid fragmentation. म्हणजे काय, पहिल्यांदा मी याला ब्रेक केलं, right? First I am going to fragment, and this particular copy I am going to replicate. That is called as hybrid fragmentation. If I am breaking that particular part horizontally, it is called as, means row wise, it is called as horizontal fragmentation. If I am breaking it vertically, means column wise, then it is called as vertical fragmentation. And if I am breaking it horizontally and vertically, then it is called as a hybrid fragmentation. So that is called as fragmentation. Now there is a fragmentation transparency. What do you mean by fragmentation transparency? Whatever the fragments we are going to create to store the data in a distributed manner, that should be remain transparent to all the data, to all. Whatever the fragment we are going to create, those fragment will be transparent to all. That is called as the fragmentation transparency. जेवढे फ्रॅगमेंट आपण क्रिएट करतोय ते सगळे फ्रॅगमेंट सगळ्यांना ट्रान्सपरंट असायला पाहिजे. ओके, देन that should remain transparent to all, and the to all the data management and the data management work control the fragment should be done by the system, not by the user. Definitely like the replication transparency, जेवढा जे कॉपीज आपल्याला जे फ्रॅगमेंट आपल्याला करायचे, जे वॉट एव्हर द फ्रॅगमेंट विल बी डन, दॅट फ्रॅगमेंटेशन विल बी डन बाय द सिस्टम, नॉट बाय द user. Okay, then when a user puts a query, जेव्हा एखादा user query लिहितो, for example here if I am writing a query, let me clear this up. Whenever a user puts a query, the global query is distributed on many sites and they are going to fetch the data fragments. For example, if I am saying that here I am having a particular database, if I am naming it as ABC is the name of the database, and part of this, suppose I am executing a query, the query is going to execute on this particular site on S1, right? So what S1 will do, mala whatever the data I will be requiring from a database that is not available with me, या particular site वर तो data नहीं है, सर काय करेल, this query will be put on the global query, what I can say, the global query manager will do what, the global query manager will put this query on the network, हा नेटवर्कवर पुट करेल आणि नेटवर्कवर पुट केल्यामुळं this particular query, the data which is required for this particular query will be available to site S2 and will be available to site S3, so that जो डेटा मला ही क्वेरी एक्झिक्यूट करण्यासाठी लागणार आहे, तो डेटा जर समजा यासाठी या पर्टिक्युलर साईटवर असेल किंवा या पर्टिक्युलर साईटवर असेल तर ती क्वेरी इथे एक्झिक्यूट होणार अँड then the result will be returned to the network, then the result will be returned to the network and it will be returned back to the site S1. कहता है, one more time I will try to elaborate. Whatever the data I am requiring for the execution of this query is not available with me, right? असं समजून चला की यासाठी लागणारा जो डेटा आहे हा थोडा डेटा इथे आहे, the data 1, the part of the data is here and part of the data is here. थोडा डेटा साइट 2 वर आहे आणि थोडा डेटा साइट 3 वर आहे. So what will happen, this query will be decomposed into two subqueries. This query will be decomposed into two subqueries, that is the subquery 1, query 1 for data 1 and query 2 for data 2. This it will be divided into two queries. It is nothing but query 2 and it is nothing but query 1. Data 1 साठी query 1 and data 2 साठी query 2, right? Then from that particular data I will devise the result and that result will be returned to what I can say to site S1 आणि जे result मला आले that will get composed, एकत्र आणल्या जातील, whatever the result I will be getting from this site, right? And then whatever the result after composing of this particular query will be returned to the user as a whole, your result of the query. So in this way the fragmentation transparency is to be taken place, right? So these are the three type of transparencies we have seen. Hope so people have got it. I will quickly revise it. We are having three types of transparencies. The first one is network transparency, the second one is replication transparency, and the last one is fragmentation transparency. Okay, network transparency, because all the sites are connected to the network, so the user should not come to know I am connected to the network, that is network transparency. Replication transparency means whatever the replicas we are going to create. Replication म्हणजे काय, पूर्ण डेटाबेसची जर मला रेप्लिका करायचा असेल, so we can do. जर मला थोडासा पार्ट हवा असेल तर अगोदर मला फ्रॅगमेंट करायला लागते, दॅट्स वाय इट इज अ फ्रॅगमेंटेशन transparency. So these are the three types of transparencies are there. Hope so you people have got it. Okay.